So, hello, fellow Earthlings. This is Earthling 64554633728 and PETA. I want to talk about PETA again because I lost the last recording. Yeah, they've been throwing ads at me pretty hard, and I guess I just wanted to ramble about that for a bit. And I'll get into that in a moment. As usual, I'm Earthling, yada yada yada, some anonymous person on the internet who has an MBA, computer science degree. I've lost about close to 100 pounds and kept it off for 5 or 6 years now. And that's it for me for the moment. Anyway, PETA has been showing me these ads with pigs in them. Pigs with growths on their face, pig runts with their siblings on top of them, pigs just looking at the camera, being pigs. And yeah, it's not good. I don't support that at all. On the flip side, some faceless piece of bacon at the grocery, I don't really mind buying that. And that's kind of horrible, isn't it? I think it was Kurtz Cassat that did a piece on how much, they actually gave out the numbers as Kurtz Cassat is wont to do on these topics. And it's not nice. And I'm kind of lazy with respect to preparing food. So it means that I've eaten a lot less as well as going out and shopping for food as well. Like, KFC and pepperoni and stuff like that. So as a result, I have been eating, maybe for the last couple of years, a lot less chicken than I might have grown up eating. And I think that's a great thing. It's a good thing. I don't want to be part of a system that hurts animals. I think beyond that, PETA is against all factory farming of any animals for any purpose whatsoever. It's about ending pets and horse racing and all of this stuff, which I think is not a bad idea either. Animals are not really here for our use. I mean, plants we use, hopefully plants can't scream and they don't mind the way that we have enslaved them too. But we do have to eat. So something has to be brought to be under us, to support us. And luckily, plants don't have eyes. They don't have voices to complain, and they don't have a nervous system as well, as far as I know, so that's good. But we are not. As an individual, I have to come to terms with the fact that me deciding that I'm never going to eat any animal-based product again in life is not going to end the overall system. As well as the fact that even without humans, there's a lot of suffering that animals endure anyway. Life is not all peaches and cream and romance and stuff out there, despite what the cartoons want to tell us. Animals suffer from infections and parasites and predation and accidents and all sorts of stuff out there in the real world. And they're suffering as a result of that. And even if we end the suffering that we do and we, give back to nature, we don't domesticate all the land, there is still going to be animal suffering and the normal stuff that goes on. So does this give us a license to do whatever we want? No, I don't think it does. But I do believe in at least doing a little bit better. At least not eating half of a lobster and throwing the other half away because, or not necessarily, if we can, maybe making sure that the chickens that we consume have some kind of freedom, have some kind of be free range instead of being caged. I do want to help, but I don't want to pretend as if human beings not being in any way involved in the life of animals is just going to make everything better, period. As well as the fact that chicken tastes good. That's horrible. It's easy to say that when you're just looking at prepared chicken and not the face of a chicken, that you're going to wring its neck and pluck it and gut it and all of that stuff. I remember as a kid, just fish and all. I was at this place where the fishermen were pulling in a net, and I cried a lot for the dead fish. Like I must have picked up a dead fish from one of the nets or whatever, and that it died in my hands was not something that I was happy with. And my grandmother raised the chickens, and because I knew the names and identities of these chickens, I did not want to eat these chickens. And I've said before, I accidentally killed the chicken as far as I know. Maybe I just made the chicken pass out. Maybe it would have been fine. But I don't know how to check the pulse on a chicken. So when I held the chicken, and I was like, somebody might have been, you're holding it too tightly. And then I put it down, and it just collapsed. I didn't know how to read the pulse on a chicken, so I didn't know if it was just passed out or if it was dead. To make a horrible joke, I kind of probably George Floyd'd that chicken. That is really horrible when I think about it. Yeah. But then I did the same to lizards, and I just wanted to, as a kid, I just wanted to play with these lizards. And I played with them until they didn't move anymore, which is also not cool. But, I also have never had like a pet dog. I think we had pet rabbits at some point, and they were in their rabbit hutch. And I saw some horrible things with those rabbits. Like, the mom ate off the legs of the rabbit, so that wasn't cool. Also, I guess some of them escaped into the yard, and we moved. So when we heard that there were baby rabbits running around, and we saw bits of fur, so I guess the cat must have gotten to some of them. And plus that, their pee and their poop really smelled bad. And no matter how often I changed it, yikes, it was awful stuff. But aside from that, I don't want to have a dog. I don't want to have a cat because I don't want the responsibility. And I think that it's nice that people have pets and they feel that the pets love them and stuff. But I think that, there's one thing that people say that maybe it is that dogs are differently abled wolves. That's one theory that I've heard. And if that's the case, and we're actually rearing differently abled wolves, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But of course, I don't know. Really don't know about this pet thing. But I can't do anything about it. I can't do anything about stopping factory farming. So I'm just committed, I guess, to not eating a whole bunch of animal products. And I don't know what to do about these PETA ads that keep popping up. I don't know if I'm going to send them any money or anything. Well, I'm really not going to send them any money. It's extremely unlikely. I don't know what they want, but it's probably money. And I'm not going to send them money. I feel bad saying that because now I feel almost obligated to go and send them money because I kind of support some of the things that they believe in. Just maybe not to the extent of many people that are out there. I would say that I'm no purist. You know, if tomorrow they were able to come out with a rotisserie chicken that was not actually a chicken, I would probably never, if it tasted exactly the same way, I would never, well, and now it's going to be more expensive. Yeah, I don't mind. I think for for knowing that eventually the price will come down and maybe even be cheaper than a regular a real rotisserie previously live chicken, I think I might pay for the privilege of not being party to it. Hopefully it's not too expensive, or if it is, it does not continue to be for very long. But of course, the immediate reality is that that is not going to happen anytime soon. But for now, what I guess I have to be somewhat committed to is maybe not even consuming rotisserie chickens. And I know I like cheese, so I probably should scale back on using that and maybe just stick to people say veggies, but there's so many different things to eat. You know, there's potatoes, there's other starches, there's all these different types of fruit. There's a lot of stuff to eat. And every once in a while, maybe I can have some B12 from some tuna or whatever else. But I don't mind doing what little I can to help make things a little bit better and paying a little bit more money to know that I am not part of something bad when I don't have to be. I think that's where it really comes down to. Anytime that it comes up to my consciousness, or maybe I should put it in, my list of rotating reminders. I have like reminders that are supposed to help keep things in my consciousness. Yeah, I think that might be something that I want to do. I don't know how long I'm going to keep seeing these ads from PETA, but yeah, I don't mind, because pigs and all these animals that we eat, they're just as smart as dogs. They're just as smart as cats. But we've just designated these are the eatable ones, no matter how cute they are or how smart they are. You eat these others we don't, which is just, or even like horses. These others we don't eat, but we just ride them, and if they break their leg, we kill them. I don't know that that's much better. Anyway, that's it for me. Feel free to like, dislike, subscribe. I have to remember to ask people to like or dislike earlier in the video. But anyway, all of that feedback stuff, please do it. Keeping in mind what you would like for feedback if you were creating YouTube content. Have a good one. Peace.